Grond, the wolf's head, the black steel battering ram that broke through the Great Gate of Gondor. Was it merely a weapon of brute strength, or was it empowered with magic? Hello friends, it's Carl here, and in today's video we'll be discussing the history and characteristics of Grond. Before starting, I need to point out that this topic involves a lot more speculation than most of my other videos. However, whenever I speculate on something, I will always say so beforehand. Now Grond was said to be over 100 feet in length and made of black steel. Its head was shaped in the likeness of a ravening wolf, and we're told that it was drawn by great beasts. We quite literally know nothing about these animals, whether they were normal wildlife in Middle-earth, or if Sauron had bred them or corrupted them. My personal belief is that these beasts were found in faraway lands where Sauron had strong influence, such as the eastern and southern lands, and that he then brought some to Mordor and bred them for the purpose of dragging along his war machines. This would explain why they were nameless in the books, as the forces of the West had never seen such animals before. However, this is merely speculation, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on their origins. Now Grond was named after the Hammer of Morgoth, the first Dark Lord of Middle-earth. Due to its tremendous weight, mountain trolls were required to man it, and it was this weight that made it such a dreaded weapon. Yet we're also told that it was imbued with magic, as Tolkien says, "On it spells of ruin lay." We know that Grond was forged in dark smithies of Mordor, though who was responsible for its magic is debatable, as some believe it was Sauron's doing, while others think it was the Witch King's. Considering where it was made and its destructive potential, I think it's more likely to be Sauron's magic, though I feel it's something that we can't say for certain. Unlike other battering rams, Grond's top was impervious to fire, and it was the strongest siege weapon in Sauron's arsenal. We're told it was against the gate that he would throw his heaviest weight. Very strong it might be, wrought of steel and iron, and guarded with towers and bastions of indomitable stone, yet it was the key, the weakest point in all that high and impenetrable wall. This raises the question, why wasn't it used earlier in the battle, before all the siege towers were deployed? And I believe there's a twofold answer for this. Firstly, Grond was extremely slow. Tolkien actually describes its movement as crawling. And Sauron would have wanted to weaken Gondor's defenses as fast as possible before reinforcements could arrive. And secondly, the Witch King wanted to test Minas Tirith's defenses and keep them busy before Grond approached. We're told, yet their captain cared not greatly what they did or how many might be slain. Their purpose was only to test the strength of the defense and to keep the men of Gondor busy in many places. When Grond reached the Great Gate of Gondor, it was hurled forward, but the gates managed to withstand it. We're told that the Witch King cried aloud, speaking in some forgotten tongue words of power and terror to rend both heart and stone. He does so 3 times, and with each cry, Grond was hurled once again at the Great Gate, until with the last stroke, it was burst asunder. From the previous quote, I understand that the Witch King was casting some spell that weakened the door, since Tolkien said, "Rend both heart and stone." And the combination of the Witch King's magic, Grond's magic, and Grond's own physical impact was enough to eventually break through the gates. There are 2 more points I'd like to make, though they don't have an impact on the story or add much to it, as they mostly focus on linguistics. However, since they're associated with Grond, I thought I'd share them with you, as I really enjoyed Tolkien's choice of words when it comes to Grond. So the first thing I'd like to point out is that Morgoth's hammer, that was also called Grond, is linked with thunder during the Silmarillion. We're told, then Morgoth hurled aloft Grond, the hammer of the underworld, and swung it down like a bolt of thunder. Now the battering ram Grond also shares this link. With a vast rush, Grond was hurled forward by huge hands. It reached the gate. It swung. A deep boom rumbled through the city, like thunder running in the clouds. I doubt this is a mere coincidence, especially considering that Tolkien wrote it, and I thought it would be a fun connection to share. The other linguistic aspect I enjoyed about Grond is that Tolkien manages to portray it as an inevitable approaching doom. This paragraph really struck me while I was researching for this video. Grond crawled on. Upon its housing no fire would catch, and though now and again some great beast that hold it would go mad, and spread stamping ruin among the orcs innumerable that guarded it. Their bodies were cast aside from its path, and others took their place. Grond crawled on. The repetition of Grond crawled on really makes it feel unstoppable, that no matter what was happening around it, it could not be stopped or affected in any way. Anyway friends, this wraps up the video and I hope you enjoyed it. If you can, leave a like cause it helps this channel immensely, and subscribe to join our fellowship today. I hope to see you all in my next video, where together we'll once again explore the magical world and lore of Middle-earth.